Good morning. Welcome to Vision. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you all are here in the room. And those of you watching at home, I hope you're relaxing and ready for a good time. We have a lot to celebrate. And we're going to start just by celebrating being together. Whether we're together at home or together in the room, let's celebrate being in the right place at the right time. Let's stand together and enjoy each other.
In the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome here.
Oh, good morning. Can I have my book? Good morning, Vision. How are you? Thank you so much. Oh, you're so funny. Good morning, Vision. Welcome to Sunday Celebration. I am so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're tuning in. We are here to celebrate each other, God, each other as God. You know the drill. But first, before we do anything, we are going to pray in, because that's what we do. We bookend everything we do with prayer. So please join me in prayer. Giving great thanks for this day, always being grateful, always being thankful right up front before anything. Just being thankful for life, for love, for joy, for this thing called life, for spirit acting as us in the world, allowing all of the qualities of God to flow through us and as us, changing conditions around us, knowing that whatever we think of God, whatever we know of God, however we define the qualities of God, we know that it is infused in everything God has created, that all of spirit has made itself known in form, and we are that. So I give thanks for this good. I recognize it in myself and in everyone whose life touches mine and I touch, and we know and accept that there is only one life. There is only one life behind all of this diversity. We know it is spirit. We know it is whole and perfect and complete. And we know it is our life right here and right now. And so it is. So good morning. We are observing Veterans Day today because it's Thursday, right? The 11th is on Thursday, so we wanted to acknowledge it and observe it today. So what I would like to do is I would like to have all the veterans stand up so that we can observe you and honor you for your service. Who is a veteran here? Thank you. Thank you for your service. I want to tell you a little bit about Veterans Day, little things you may not have known. First of all, there is no apostrophe in veterans. I don't know if this makes a difference to you, but there isn't. There is no possessive apostrophe in veterans. It doesn't belong to anyone, they said. So veterans is just the plural word, no apostrophe. If you see it with an apostrophe, we got it wrong. They said it's a holiday, but it is a day that does not belong to any one veteran or multiple veterans, which is what an apostrophe would apply. So it is a day for honoring all veterans, no apostrophe needed. And then there is a difference. I wanted to explain the difference between Veterans Day and Memorial Day, which Memorial Day indicates the people who have given their lives, suffered wounds, and died as a result of battle for their country. Veterans Day honors all of the people who served the country, living and dead. It's largely intended, though, to thank the veterans who have come back and are alive, to honor them for their service. Originally, it was called Armistice Day. Does anybody remember that? When we were little kids, it was called Armistice Day, and it remembered the end of World War I. You know, the first war to end all wars? You remember that one, right? Now, we found out war was really such good business, we kept doing it. World War I officially ended when the Treaty of Versailles was signed on June 28, 1919. However, the fighting actually ended 7 months later. And so that's why it was the 11th day of the 11th month. That's the reason why November 11th is designated as the end, the official end of the war to end all wars. And it was called Armistice. And in 1926, the Congress officially recognized it as the end of war. And in 1938, it became an official holiday, primarily set aside to honor the World War I veterans. But then World War II came along, and then the Korean War happened. So in June 1st of 1954, urged by the veterans organizations, Congress amended the commemoration and changed Armistice to Veterans Day so that it would honor all American veterans of all wars. So for a while, that change kind of confused some people. And then Congress came along in '68 and created the Uniform Holiday Act. And it made Veterans Day the last Monday, because remember, that Uniform Holiday Act made all holidays on Mondays to give everybody a 3-day week. And people didn't like that at all when it came to Veterans Day. Veterans Day was to be recognized the fourth Monday of every October, and nobody went for it. So, October 25th, 1971, a new Veterans Day bill was passed, making it November 11th, regardless of what day of the week it is. And that brings us here to the present. Let's see, anything else I can tell you about it? Even though it's mainly an American day, it is celebrated in other countries. Australia has a Veterans Day, Great Britain does, Canada does. They call them Remembrance Days, but they observe the same thing. So there you have it, a few little known facts about Veterans Day. Now you can go out and observe it and say thank you to a veteran on Thursday, because that's what we do. And I want to thank Hummingbird, who is a veteran, for bringing it to us, to allow us to celebrate, to honor, really, and acknowledge the people that have served our country so well. So thank you for bringing that to us. I'm going to move on. We have lots of things to do here today. We have celebration, we have music, we have a talk, we've got a whole bunch of stuff. But I wanted to tell you, first and foremost, we have prayer, because that's what we do. That's our only reason for being. That is the only reason why Vision is here, is to serve everyone in prayer, to change your thinking, to change your life, to live these principles. And so if you've come with anything on your heart today, please fill out a prayer request form. You found them in your bulletin, online. I know we have a prayer request form online. Meet with a practitioner after service. Online, you may meet with a practitioner in our meet and greet room, and then you can go to a breakout room. One-on-one prayer is available for you online. We've got you covered, right? We have your back. You can get prayer any way you want. You can go online, you can email, you can call us. We'll call you back. However you want to be served in prayer, we are here to serve you in prayer, because we know that prayer changes things. It absolutely does. So please take advantage of that. And one more thing to tell you. Guest packets. If you're here, grab one for a friend. Grab one for somebody that you know that can benefit by changing their thinking and changing their lives, right? Absolutely true. And there is a greeting on the front. We know it by heart now, but let's say it for our guests. You ready? You with me? Whoever you are and wherever you are welcome here. You are safe and you are loved. And I am going to turn it over to our wonderful celebration singers who are going to sing a centering song to prepare us for meditation. Thank you.
The breath of God is breathing me and resting in the breath of God. I know that all is well. The grace of God is gracing me and resting in the grace of God. I know that all is well. The love of God is love in me and resting in the love of God. I know that all is well. The breath of God is breathing me and resting in the breath of God. I know that all is well. I know that all is well. I know that all is well.
Thank you so much. Wonderful celebration singers. My name is Billy Francis. I am a licensed spiritual counselor here at Vision. I invite you now to take these quotations into your heart as we begin our time of meditation. So I'll read the quotations, you'll hear the sounds of the bowl, and then we invite you to just settle in and have a 5-minute silent meditation, after which I'll do a spiritual mind treatment. From Hans Christian Andersen: it is only with the heart that one can see clearly, for most essential things are invisible to the eye. And from Ernest Holmes: a clear idea of livingness personifies itself as physical vitality. We are here to recognize our oneness with Spirit. We do that with each breath, connecting, embracing, being. God and I are one. And that one is so loving and so magnificent and so good. And our task, our charge, is to take in and be as much of that good as we can in each moment. Being connected to ourselves, recognizing our oneness, and then extending that good and that oneness and that joy and that love to everything and everyone. We see clearly who we are. We see clearly ours to do. What are we here to do and express? We recognize it. We courageously step into that. We are here to be that light. We see clearly any obstacles. We see them for what they are. We see them for doubt. We see them for fear. We see them for beliefs in limitation, and we dispel them with our thoughts. So I know that each and every aspect of our lives is just filled with this truth of oneness. Our finances are bursting with the revelation that good is ours. Our health expresses the good of God in every aspect of our being. Our relationships are simply places to play and exchange and celebrate connection and oneness. We accept all this good. We recognize anything in its way and dispel it right now. We simply notice that we sometimes forget. And we gently and lovingly remember, choose again, receive our good, accept it, believe it, live it, and love it. So for all of this truth, for all of this openness that we are, by the grace of God, we are open to our good. It is impossible not to be it, receive it, and enjoy it. And so we do that now with love, with joy, with gratitude. I release this word. I know it is done. And so it is. Amen.
Our soloist today has had an amazing career as a singer and an inspiring person all around. She was at Agape for years and also traveled the country spreading her incredible energy and her incredible mission to help people be enlightened through music. And so she's off the road and she's got a job here, fortunately, at Universal Spirit Center. And one thing I want to say, on Wednesday night she does a show, a streamed show called Kitchen Conversations, where the real good stuff happens at kitchens, if you know. And so I've been watching them since the pandemic began, and there's an incredible amount of wisdom and heart and soul that's get shared at those. So I want to encourage everybody to watch those on Wednesdays. So we're very lucky to have Gino Walker here on her day off.
Good morning, Vision. Oh, it's so good to see all of your beautiful faces. Yeah, it's good to be here. will astound you that the glow of your being outshines every star you feel part of. Every mountain, sea, and shore you can hear from far and near. A world you never heard before. And on a clear day, on a clear day, we can see forever and evermore. On a clear day, rise and look around you, and you'll see who you are. On a clear day, how it will astound you that the glow of your being outshines every star we are part of. Every mountain, sea, and shore you will hear from far and near. Oh, well, you never heard before. And on a clear day, on that clear day, you can see forever and
Oh, yeah. Yes, indeed. So here we are, November. Here we are, November. We have a new month, we have a new theme, and the theme for this month is Breathe in the View. Isn't that delightful? Breathe in the view. How are we going to explore that topic this month? It'll be interesting. Well, what is your view of the world? Right? If we're breathing in the view, what is your view? What is your view of the world? What are your sights? What are your sounds? What are your feelings? What are you seeing? Are you seeing lovely vistas in your world? Are you taking in just delightful panoramas? Are you seeing barren landscapes? What is going on in your world? What is going on in your landscape? What is the view you have in your mind's eye for your life? Would you like to relax there? Is it a place where you want to recline and sit and just take in the view? Is it someplace you want to escape from? What is your landscape like? Remember the Wayne Dyer quote I think I used last week, 2 weeks ago, a month ago, I don't remember. It goes by so quickly. But Wayne Dyer said, remember, loving people live in a loving world, hostile people live in a hostile world, same world. The same is true for your experience, right? For your own personal landscape. It is colored by the context that you are bringing to it. So the question is, today's talk, seeing clearly. Are you seeing clearly? Are you seeing your landscape, your world, your part of the world? Are you seeing it clearly? We're always defining and redefining our beliefs about ourselves, aren't we? As we age, as we grow, as we learn, we are always redefining our beliefs. We're redefining our beliefs about ourselves, our world, our relationships, our place in the universe. Since the beginning of time, really. That's what humans do, isn't it? We've always been asking the big questions. We've always been asking, who am I? Who am I? Why am I here? What's life about? What is my life for? When's lunch? All the big questions. All the big ones. And we are here in this teaching because we are those people, right? Because we are the thinkers and the questioners and the seekers, the people who long to make life better, to change conditions around our lives and the lives of other people, and the lives of people we love, and the lives of people we don't love, and the lives of people we don't even know. We are here because we are those people. We are those people, the seekers, the searchers, the wisdom holders. We are the holders of the light, and we are the healers of the world because of this philosophy, because of what we're doing. We are the awakened ones because of this philosophy, because of this spiritual path that we are on. There's an old Buddhist story about how the Buddha began to wander around India after his enlightenment. And he encountered men along the way, and they recognized him as an extraordinary being, and they asked him, "Are you God?" And he said, "No." And so they said, "Are you the reincarnation of a god?" And he said, "No." Again, they asked, "Are you a wizard then?" And he said, "No." And they said, "Well, are you a man?" And he said, "No." And so they asked him, "So then what are you?" And the Buddha said, "I am awake. I am awake." Right? And that's really what the Buddha means. The word the Buddha means the awakened one. And to a great extent, that is the teaching of the science of mind and spirit. It is to awaken. It is to teach us how to awaken, how to see clearly, how to live the spiritual life in a spiritual world when you're surrounded by conditions. Isn't that what we're taught to do? Isn't that what we're doing in this philosophy? How to live by cause and not effect. That's this teaching. Ernest Holmes said this. He said, we are not to separate life from living, nor God from its creation. One is cause, the other is effect. The invisible things of God are manifested through the physical, through the visible. And unless the invisible thought and desire of the human is in line with truth, the axe will fall into error. While we are told not to judge, we are clearly warned not to fall under the illusion of accepting the false for true. So we are charged to see clearly. And we've tried all our lives, haven't we? I mean, you know this even from when you were little, I'm sure, because you've probably always been a seeker and a searcher and a truth revealer. We've been doing this our whole lives. How do things work? How does one thing turn into something else? How does one thing usher forth a no thing? How do we consciously manifest good things in our lives? And as a people, we started out in superstition, haven't we? I mean, that's really the ancient peoples. If we do this, then that will happen. This is the old step on a crack, Right? Step on a crack and break your mother's back. We have superstition, and that's what we relied on. Right? If this happens, then that'll happen, for good or bad. Right? Make a sacrifice to the gods, and we'll have a mild winter. do a particular ritual, and we'll have a bountiful harvest at the end of a season. Put a curse on a bad guy. Put a blessing on a good guy, right? We've been doing this for generations and generations. We linked acts and conditions without understanding cause. We lived on a flat earth for a long time. Well, some of us still think it's flat, which I'm not even going to go there. But, right? So we thought the earth was flat there for the longest time. Why? Because we could see a horizon. So anything beyond that falls off the edge. Oh, you're just so in trouble if you sail out there. You're just going to fall off the edge, right? We believed in a flat earth because we saw a horizon line. We believed in a worldwide flood because all we saw was water from one horizon to another. Maybe the whole town was flooded. Maybe the whole town was flooded. But in the eyes of a primitive person, the entire world is covered with water, right? And we believed it. We believed it because we saw it. We believed a God rode his flaming chariot across the sky from sunup to sundown, right? We believed in spontaneous generation. Think about that. That wasn't very long ago. We believed in spontaneous generation when we thought animate objects grew out of inanimate objects. Leave a piece of bread lying around. Look at there's mold. Just magically appears, right? No rhyme or no reason for it. We believed in spontaneous generation. Louis Pasteur cured us of that particular superstition. Thank you, God. When we started out doing scientific inquiry, we abandoned superstition and we abandoned myth for scientific explanations as to why things got to be the way they are. We used to believe the earth was the center of the universe and the sun revolved around it until scientific inquiry disproved it. Now, if we did that today, we'd be called flip-floppers, wouldn't we? Right? I used to believe this, and now I believe this, which is the opposite, due to more information. I got more information. I've evolved. Now I believe this. This is how we grow. This is how we evolve. This is how we change. The more we learn about a subject that disproves something that we believed before, we get to change our thinking. Where have I heard that before? Change your thinking, what? Change your thinking, change your life. When we grow, when we learn more about things, we get to evolve. We learn, we grow, we change, we discover new facts that lay the old ones bare. We change our minds because of the discovery of new things in our lives. And we mustn't stick to the disproven after it's been disproven just because we always believed it, right? Well, but I've always been that way. I can't ever change. Yes, we do change. We change our thinking all the time. We change our thinking all the time. Emerson said, speak what you think today in hard words, and tomorrow speak what tomorrow thinks in hard words again, though it contradict everything you said today. Right? When we learn more, we have to believe differently. He said that. Commit to your truth with all your heart and all your soul, with all of the information you have at hand in that time period, in that moment. But be flexible enough so that when you learn more and you disprove yourself, that you can speak to that new belief with just as much conviction. We get to be flexible, we get to change, we get to grow, we get to say, I used to believe this, but now I learned more, I believe more, right? I believe more about this subject. Emerson again said, a foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of little minds, adored by little statesmen, right? The people that can't ever change. Well, but you said this, so you can't ever change it. It's ridiculous. It is foolishness to cling to an untruth because we believed it in the past when we didn't have enough information, right? So we gain more knowledge through scientific inquiry, and we grow, and we evolve, but it's not a trade-off. We don't abandon the unseen for the seen. Scientific inquiry deals with facts, and it's great because we live in a physical world that is subject to conditions, and we have to maneuver ourselves through them, but we don't abandon the unseen. Scientific inquiry is proven facts, and it's reproducible in a lab. Spiritual mind treatment, not so much, right? We prove it to ourselves. We prove it in our own lives. We prove it very personally to ourselves. I was experiencing this. I went to prayer. Conditions changed around me. Now I'm experiencing that. Can you reproduce that in a lab? I don't know. I don't think so, because each thing is different, isn't it? Each experience we have that grows our faith is different. So instead of I'll believe it when I say it, which is what scientific inquiry will tell us, religious science, science of mind and spirit will say, I'll say it when I believe it. I'll say it when I believe it. Ernest Holmes himself said, if one will have faith in himself, he used the masculine gender, so I'm just gonna read the quote as it is. You can change it in your head. I do it all the time. If one will have faith in himself, in his fellow man, and in the universe, and in God, that faith will light the place in which he finds himself. And by the light of this faith, he'll be able to see that all is good. And the light shed by this faith will light the way for others. That's what we're doing. He goes on to say, we become conscious of the darkness only when we are without faith. For faith is ever the light of our day and the light of our way, making the way clearly visible to us, even when all others may be beset with obstacles and the ongoing rough. And you know that's true, right? You know how sometimes you get to be the exception to the rule because everybody else is having problems, but we're the ones that are practicing the science of mind, and we're the ones that are the exceptions to the rules. You know, and you get that. You get that water cooler talk. I don't know if we have that now because everybody's working from home, right? Are we still working from home? But when we used to have those water cooler talks, right? About, oh my God, the economy's horrible. Don't leave your job now. It's no good, not a good time to change your job. And you know that you do. You set powerful intentions and you walk your way. You reverse your position in the law, like Ernest Holmes said, and you get that new job while everybody else is telling you how it's impossible. Because that's what the science of mind and spirit does, right? It makes us the exceptions. Remember again, hostile world for the hostile people, loving world for the loving people, right? We get to create the conditions around us by setting those powerful intentions. The more we dwell in the house of the Lord, which means dwell in cause, that's what that means. The more we dwell in the house of the Lord, the highest our thoughts are, the higher the spiritual truth that we embody around us, the more we resonate in that energy, the more we surround ourselves with that loving atmosphere, the more it demonstrates loving things in our lives. Do you have that? Do you get that? Like when you get in the zone? I always go back to thinking about athletes. Professional athletes, when they're in the zone, right? Everything comes off their racket. Well, tennis. Everything comes off their racket. It's golden, you know? It's just golden. They can't do anything wrong. Little Emma Raducanu, who won the U.S. Open this year. She was like 19. She'd never even entered a tournament before. She had to play 3 qualifying challenges to even get into the main draw. So where anybody else has to win 7 matches in a row to win the U.S. Open, she had to win 10. She won all 10 without dropping a set. I don't know if any of this means anything to anybody unless you play tennis. Okay, she didn't drop a set. 10 matches she had to go, and she blew right through the field, having never been in a tournament before, right? She was in the zone. Everything that was coming off her racket was golden. This is the way it is with us. When we resonate in cause and we forget about condition, Ernest Holmes said, right? The darkness is only seen when we're not looking with faith. So when we get in the zone, in our own spiritual zone, we're seeing only the light. Everything comes off our racket is golden, right? Our intentions are powerful. We change our thinking. We literally change our lives. We change our thinking, and it literally changes our lives. Because remember, the faith is the substance of things unseen. I can't remember the rest of the quote. It's the Bible thing. But he said it's the substance itself. Faith is a substance itself. And what we do with our prayer, what we do with our scientific, right, with this mind treatment is that we actually, we direct that substance for change in our lives. We literally do change our thinking and change the conditions around us. We do it one thought at a time. We do it one affirmation at a time. We do it one spiritual mind treatment at a time. We change the conditions of our lives. And I know that we do it bit by bit, step by step. Ernest Holmes used the beaker of muddy water as his analogy, right? You put a drop of clear water in it, and another, and another, and another, and over time, the beaker gets to be perfectly clear. That's us, right? That's us. We become that perfectly clear bucket, beaker of water that spirit can flow through easily and effortlessly, changing conditions around us because we become clear. And we become clear by changing our thoughts, right? Thoughts of conditions to thoughts of truth, from thoughts of effects to thoughts of cause. We rise up and we live in cause and we think only cause, and it changes the conditions of our lives one step at a time. Now, Marion Wright Edelman said that Martin Luther King Jr. said, the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. And I know it's probably a really common quote, and you've probably heard it all over the place, and it says that Martin Luther King Jr. said it. I tried to cite that thing this week, and you just don't have any clue how. I went down the rabbit hole, but I could find no essay, no speech, nowhere, no book he ever wrote that statement down. But Marion Wright Edelman said she saw him, and he said that in one of his talks, and I believe her. So there you go. I'm going to go with what she said because I'm not going to doubt Marion Wright Edelman. Anyway, she said that, and that's good enough for me. She said, he said. It's okay. Take the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. And for us, that is the way it goes. For us, that is. Faith is leading the way. But we have to take the steps. This is the treat and move your feet part, right? We have to take the steps. Faith leads the way, but we have to do our part. We don't discount the facts because we know in the physical world, in the world of conditions, facts apply. I can't do spiritual mind treatment and defy gravity just because I've prayed. I'm not going to float up to the ceiling, even if I wanted to. We're not going to defy the conditions in that way. But what we know is that when we align ourselves with truth, things in our lives change. Right? We change our thinking and we change our lives. Because truth is eternal. The facts will change as we evolve. The facts change when a new discovery is made. The facts change all the time. Truth is eternal. And that's what we're resonating and speaking and living when we live in cause. Truth never changes. And we align ourselves with truth, and effects, conditions, change themselves around us accordingly. There you go. That's the entire science of mind to spirit right there in one sentence. Ernest Holmes said this, and I'm just going to finish with it. He says, metaphysicians, that's us. That's all of us. We are metaphysicians. Metaphysicians generally believe God is life principle, right? Not a man, not a female, not an old white guy with a big long beard sitting on a cloud somewhere. God is life principle, through which individuals derive their nature as intelligent, self-choosing entities. And that mind in the individual is the mind of God. Since in unity there can only be one mind. This particular current of this one mind, which people use to serve their own personal needs, makes the experience of the divine mind, this intelligence, personal to us as individuals. They can feel a deep sense of inner communion as a spontaneous, irresistible union. Metaphysicians clearly see and feel this truth about God and about each other. There we have it. That's it. That's seeing clearly. Live from cause. The effects, they change minute by minute. The conditions, like that, they change around us all the time. Cause never changes. That's seeing clearly. Thank you.
Been concerned too long with what was going wrong, what would not move or what would not turn. Ooh, there is a way for sure in what I have endured. I am now prepared to let go and go to the city, the city, the serious city of God. Receive me. I was standing before a wall that had shut out my light, but your love, oh God, you restored my sight. Hallelujah. Oh, heaven and hand, I believe in myself again. Hallelujah. Oh, in the city of man. This one remains at hand when God's the only plan. No greater joy have I. I was standing before that wasn't there, it wasn't there at all. I am now prepared to fly and fly
let go of the way I thought and the way that I used to be. And so I pray to God and I pray to see the city shining everywhere. And I let God lift me up far beyond my toils and snails, 'cause God is my present help. Even in your time of need, God's hands are there for you. Even when you don't believe, right now, open up and receive. Right now, open up and believe. Right now, open up and go to the city, the serious city of God. Receive me. I was standing before that had shut out my light, but your love, oh God, you restored my life. Hallelujah! Oh, heavens and I believe in myself again. Hallelujah!
Oh, yeah. Holy moly. So now is our time for conscious circulation. This is your opportunity to practice that spiritual principle known as tithing or giving or donating or whatever, staying in the flow of the law of circulation, right? The law of giving and receiving. And so I gave these out. They should have been in your bulletin. Did everybody get one? They are, it's a little affirmation I got from Ernest Holmes. I thought it was fabulous. And I thought since we are giving and receiving, that we start with this. So we're going to do prayer. But first, I would love to say this with you. Did everybody have one? Can we do this together? Because this is like amazing and I love it. Okay, you're with me? You ready? Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am prosperous now. And that just feels, right? You can just feel the energy of that. Let us go within and know that this is truth, that Ernest Holmes spoke truth. That absolutely living and breathing and being in cause, we speak truth. We know that God is eternal. We know that God is abundance. We know that we could never outgive God, even if we tried. We know that Spirit forever is giving to its own creation, and we are that. We are the creation of the beloved. And to everything that God, it flows through us and as us in our world, changing conditions around us. So I give great thanks for this prosperity. I give thanks for abundance. I give thanks for the abundance of love, of joy, of harmony, of peace, knowing that it too fills my life with the energy of God. I simply let it be. And so it is. Amen.
Joyfully, gratefully, as I give, so do I receive, fully, freely. God is the river where abundance flows. Stepping into it, I accept and know as I give, so do I receive. been blessed. God is the river where abundance flows. Stepping into it, I accept and know as I give, so do I receive. As I give, so do I receive. Back to where my soul was dead. As I give, so do I receive. Thank you for my daily bread. God is a river where abundance flows. Stepping into it, I accept and know as I give, so do I receive. As I give, so do I receive.
That's wonderful. So this is the time where we talk about the Miracle Minute. I did not get one in this week, but I want you to keep track. Remember, those demonstrations of answered prayer are the things that keep us all in our spiritual practice as well. So if you've had a shift, a change from one effect to another effect, right, because you were in cause, email me. Let me know. Let me know your demonstration of answered prayer so that I can share it with the group, because it keeps us on our spiritual pathway. And now you know what time it is. Here he comes. It's time for the last word by Johnny Kirko.
What was that? Oh, I thought it was a certain song or something. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody online. Virtual meet and greet. We're meeting online. If you'd like to do one-on-one prayer with the practitioner or just say hello, join us for there. There's a link on the website as well as on Facebook. Join us for just some love and some community. Also, Monday through Friday, 8:30 till 9 o'clock, we get together with a group called the Coffee Connection. If you want to join that, there's a link also available on the website. Love to have you be a part of that, 8:30 in the morning. Reverend Gene Phillips is starting a class up. Is Reverend Gene here somewhere? Where are you at, Reverend Gene? There you are. Come on up, Reverend Gene. She wants to tell you a little bit about her class that's starting up Tuesday.
Hello, hello. So this is part two of Opening Your Heart, a guide to compassionate listening. We had part one this summer, and it was so powerful and so transforming that we wanted to add to it. And so this is part two. It's to strengthen your compassion muscle even further, right? It's all about expanding love and kindness for both yourself, for others, and for the entire world. So it's a deep dive into compassion. It's also, this one is focusing a lot on developing the compassionate communication skills. So we can speak from our heart when maybe during those holiday meals where you may not be all on the same page, you know how to speak to someone lovingly and compassionately. So anyway, lots of ways we could use this in this time. But so it's 5 weeks, and it's online this time. So it's open to many more people. So I do hope you join me. It starts this Tuesday, November 9th, and it's going to run from 6:30 to 8:30 and on Zoom. And you can sign up on the Vision webpage. And I do hope that you can join me, and we'll have a compassionate time together. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Gene. So in other words, don't tell them to stuff the turkey, is that what you're saying, in the compassionate care? Yeah. Join Reverend Gene on Tuesday. So on Thursday night, we got a Folky Monkey. It's Ari Heiss is going to be with us. Now, he's recommended by Jim Bianchi, and this guy's travels all over the country. So I don't know a whole lot about him, but Joe loves this guy and says he is dynamite. Be here with us Thursday evening. I want to thank Reverend Sam for bringing us our Feeding America boxes again. We're going to be collecting canned goods and non-perishables, and we'll have boxes available in the front area in the back of the room. Bring those during the holiday season. We'll go ahead and bring those over there. Betty Brink and Sam doing that together. So thank you very much for your support in that. Next week, Reverend Gene Phillips will be with us doing this talk for us. Her talk title is Loving the Life That's Yours. And we have Andy Anderson and the house band there with us. So join us for that. How about Miss Gino Walker? What's not to love about Gino Walker? So I just decided while I'm sitting up here, this year in 2022, next year, 2022, we're going to do a concert with you. Right here in this space with Gino Walker. What do you guys think, huh? We need more Gino Walker. So we'll do a concert with you this next year. Look forward to it. Thank you for Hummingbird for getting us together on the Veterans Day stuff. Thank you, Hummingbird, for putting that together. Love you. So now, last week was quite an interesting week with our Black Tights fundraiser. Look at that. Look at the bees up there, you guys. I want to give a special thanks and to everybody who donated. You guys, you rocked that fundraiser. We raised $13,000. Unbelievable. You guys came through with flying colors. I want to thank our special tight wearers, Andy, Larry, Jim. You guys rocked it. And James, that was some fun stuff. Good job, you guys. Thank you for your support. We love you guys. Whenever we ask, you guys always come up and say yes. We appreciate that. Vision loves you, and you are Vision, so we appreciate that. So today is also the beginning of the month. If your birthday is this month in November, please stand up. All right, Lair, so what kind of cake we got here today?
So I didn't have to say the word, it's marble.
Is it? It's marble? It's marble. Marble cake.
And I still have my tights on.
And he still has his tights on. He loved actually wearing those last week. Happy birthday to Ruth and Tim Kasnoff and my mama today. Thanks, guys. Love you.
You know, the red poppies come from the poem that was written by Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae. He was a doctor in World War I, and he was the one who wrote In Flanders Fields, which I am not going to read to you because I can't read it without crying. But what I did was I created a takeaway for you. So if you'd like to take it with you today, In Flanders Fields is on one side, and on the other side was the response to it by Moyna Michael, who wrote We Shall Keep the Faith. So it's on the table there, on the table out front, so take a copy with you on the way out. Now we're going to stand up. We are going to read our affirmations. We're going to know them as truth for ourselves, and we're going to just ground ourselves in just the energy of these statements of cause, right? Okay, join me. Gratitude is my way of seeing and being. The face of God greets me wherever I go. I am insightful and innovative. 3 powerful, powerful affirmations. 2, we're going to say 2 again. Okay, you ready? You with me? The face of God greets me wherever I go. Oh, I love it. Going within one more time here this morning, knowing that God is all there is. God is whole, perfect, and complete. That life is my life right here and right now. It is the life of all of us. Everything in the manifest universe is an outpicturing of an idea in the mind of God. Giving great thanks for this one life, I simply let it be. And so it is. Amen.